Welcome back to my channel. I am sorry that I have not posted a video in so long, but today I am here to show you how I get my perfect natural foundation base. I have always struggled with this. My sister could put like the best foundation base on, always, like her face would just look flawless. I could never figure it out, especially since I have acne. It was very difficult. So I want to show you guys and share all my tips and tricks and how I get this look. Even though my skin's not perfect, it's always fun to fake it. So if you guys would like to find out how to, you know, do this to your face, then just keep watching. So my first step after moisturizing is applying my Tarte The Silk Canvas Primer. I used to not be a huge fan of primers, but after I started using this, I just saw how different my skin looked, and it also makes my foundation stay on longer. This just provides a really nice base for your foundation to go on top of. I have dry skin, and this makes it so that I don't have any of those dry patches throughout when I apply my foundation on it. Yes, so I really recommend this. I know this one is crazy expensive, but any primer should work. I used to not be a fan of primers, but now I don't think I would apply without this. Now we're gonna start off with the foundations. And yes, I said foundations because I use one to provide a base to like cover up any acne or anything on my face. And then I put another one on top to create more of a dewy finish on my skin to make it look more natural. I know the words two foundations and natural don't really seem to go together, but I'm gonna show you guys. So I'm starting off with my Tarte Double Duty Shape, oh, it says Tarte Double Duty. I'm gonna start off with my Tarte Shape Tape Foundation. I'm in the shade Porcelain. And I'm gonna put this on my skin. This is going to be my heavier of the two foundations. This is not necessarily a very heavy foundation in general. Like if you were to use Kat Von D's, her foundation, that very thick one, I don't know if you'd get a natural look, especially if you're putting two on, but this is probably like medium, light medium coverage, but it covers up acne better than the one that I'm gonna put on top of that. I apply the Shape Tape directly to my face, mostly because there is really no other way to apply it since it has the doe foot. But my next one, I will not be applying straight to my face. And I just pat it in with my Beauty Blender. Now that we have our first foundation on, let's move on to the second. So my second foundation that I'm going to be using is actually a CC cream. This is the IT Cosmetics CC cream in the color Fair. I'm going to be putting this on top of my last foundation, but instead of applying it directly to my face, I'm going to squirt some of it onto my little, honestly, this is a candle lid, but a little palette, as some say. So I'm gonna squirt it on there, and I'll show you. I'm gonna dab my Beauty Blender into that, and that's how I'll apply it. This just seems to make it so that it's not so heavy on my skin, but this is gonna add like a glow, like dewy aspect to my face to make it look like it's not so heavy and, you know, just give it a pretty overall look. Hopefully you guys can see that this side, the right side of my face, is now just a little dewier. It looks a little more natural than this side, and it provided a little bit more coverage, but not so much that you're like, cake face. Now that we have our foundation on, the next step for me is to contour. Now, a lot of people like to highlight. I do when I'm doing a very like dramatic foundation base, but when I want to go for a natural one, I actually only contour. I don't even add any highlight or concealer. I used two foundations, so essentially I concealed my entire face. But let's move on to our concealer, our bronzer next. I'm going to be using the Anastasia Beverly Hills Cream Contour Kit. Another thing is that when I'm going for this very natural foundation base, like the perfect natural foundation base, I like to put quotes around natural. I like to use a lot of cream products, and I like to minimize how many powder products I use, but you'll see how I I want it to last all day, so I'm gonna put powder on it, especially since it's summer, but I'm gonna show you how I counteract that powdery face later on. So we're gonna start off with this cream contour. I like to use this shade right here. And yeah, let's jump on in. I'm just going to use a foundation brush and dip it in to my shade. And I'll show you where I kind of outline my face to give myself more of a chiseled look and make it look a little bronzed up. So I'm going to put it on my temples up here. I'm going to bring it down underneath my cheekbone just to suck your face in and make it look skinnier. And then bring it down just a little bit to my jawline just to sharpen up my jawline. I put it on my forehead to kind of add that like a natural tanned look up there. Now I'm just going to pat this in with the Beauty Blender, and you'll notice when I'm doing the contour near my cheekbones, I'm going to be pushing like up because we want to bring everything up. We don't want to bring anything down. It's kind of like a facelift. Now that that is all blended and it looks very natural and just kind of like you added some color back into your face, now we're going to start getting into the powder products. So let's start on that. My battery is about to die. I might have to charge this in between this video. Okay, so to powder my face, I like to use the Laura Mercier loose translucent powder. And I just take a big fluffy brush. Now we're not going to bake with this. I know this is what a lot of people bake with, but when I'm going for a natural look, baking is not involved. So we're gonna just do a very light layer all over my face, and I'm gonna try to avoid the places that I contoured. So I'm just gonna take a big fluffy brush, dab off a lot of the excess, and just kind of pat it all over our face. I do put on my eyelids because since I put foundation stuff on, it's kind of like adding a primer layer to your eyes for when you start your eye makeup. If you tend to get lines on your face throughout the day from makeup, like, you know, just smiling, you get smile lines, take some of the powder and make sure to put it in those areas. That will help prevent creasing. We're gonna move into our powder bronzer. I use the Too Faced Chocolate Soleil. I believe this is the medium deep bronzer. And I use a fluffy brush again, and I just pat it in and put it on the same places that I put the cream contour. This is just kind of to set the contour on your face. And lastly, for our powder products, we're just gonna put on some blush. I'm using the Becca Jaclyn Hill collaboration. Always use this blush. It's the middle, it's the middle one right there. Oh, I just stabbed that. Oops. And just apply that to my cheeks. Now that we have all the powders on our face, like I said, I like it to look more like I use a lot of cream products to make my face look natural. We don't want to look like you have a layer of powder on your face. That is not very natural looking. I'm going to use the Urban Decay All Nighter Spray. This is just setting spray. Any setting spray will work, and this will just help the powders like melt into your skin. My last step in this whole process is to add highlighter. I'm going to use the Anastasia Beverly Hills Liquid Glow Highlighter in the color Perla. And I'm just going to apply this everywhere that I usually apply highlight, which is my cheekbones, side of my forehead, Cupid's bow, chin, and just dab that all in with my Beauty Blender. Okay guys, well this is the final product. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. As I said earlier, this has been something that I've always struggled with. I could, you know, blend my eyeshadow fine, but my face just, you know, it just couldn't make it look good with it. You know? Especially when I was breaking out, it was very difficult to, you know, I would try to like distract people from my face by doing like a dramatic eye. So I hope this helped you out. You guys remember, get like your first foundation should be like medium to light coverage, more towards medium. Do not do a full thick foundation, kind of like the Kat Von D, I think it's called the Lock-It foundation. That I honestly could tell you, I don't even know how you'd make that look natural. It's very, very full coverage. Use that on your own, if like on its own, if you're going to use that. That would be perfect probably for like a night out. But if you're during the day and you want it to look natural, but you're like, I have a lot of stuff to cover, but I don't want everyone to know, then use like a medium light foundation, like light medium. I don't know how to explain that. Not light foundation, but on the lighter spectrum of the medium foundations. And then I just put a CC cream, so it's like a light foundation on top of that to add like a glowiness. If you add dewy foundations, you will make it look more natural. Very matte foundations do not tend to show up as natural on your skin. Another key factor is the finishing spray. That just helps melt all the powders into your skin and use as many cream products versus powder products as you possibly can. So I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial, and I hope it has helped some of you out, and I guess I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!